Is there anybody, Johnny, is there anybody else we would be expecting? We think this is, everyone's here. Well, let's get started. You need a sound check? We good? Testing 1, 2. Awesome. I'm here to discuss the investigation and the subsequent arrest surrounding the murder of Miss Paulette Clark, which occurred in Henderson County. Miss Clark was 60 years of age. On May 6th, 2022, 2:46 a.m., Henderson County Sheriff's Office received a 911 call alleging an assault had occurred at a residence located 39 Moe Drive. This address is actually a Hendersonville address, 39 Moe Drive, Hendersonville. Deputies, Henderson County EMS, and first responders arrived to find Miss Paulette Clark with serious head and face trauma. At the time, deputies and investigators were told that the assailant was unknown. Detectives from the Henderson County Sheriff's Office immediately launched an investigation into the assault, but had little information to go on. Miss Clark succumbed to her injuries, passing away at her residence on May 13th, 2022. The subsequent autopsy was performed, which revealed that during the assault, a foreign object had traveled past Miss Clark's eye and caused trauma to the brain. The damage to the brain is ultimately what caused her death. The Henderson County Sheriff's Office canvassed the area and conducted multiple interviews. They conducted these interviews both in the field and here in the office. They gathered information and evidence and worked in conjunction with the district attorney's office concerning the developments in this case. The information gained during this investigation led to the arrest of both Miss Clark's son and grandson. In custody are Maurice Jones Jr., no middle name listed, 42 years of age. Maurice Jones Jr., 42 years of age. His address is listed at 39 Moe Drive as well. He's charged with conspiracy to commit robbery with a dangerous weapon. He's being held at the Henderson County Detention Facility on a $100,000 secured bond. Also in custody is Austin Amos Kennedy Burnside, age 22. He has a listed address also of 39 Moe Drive. He is charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit robbery with a dangerous weapon, and also unrelated charges of identity theft, possession of cocaine, and a parole violation. He is currently being held without bond. Both Jones and Burnsides have substantial criminal histories. Burnside has convictions for drug crimes, numerous counts of assault on a government official, and was released from prison just this past April after serving a sentence for the conviction of assault with a deadly weapon inflicting serious injury. Mr. Jones' record includes drugs, assaults, and other felonies. Our investigation revealed the following. Burnside came and went from the residence didn't live in one particular location. He was not staying there the night or the morning of the assault. Burnside and Jones had discussed the robbery a few days prior to the assault that occurred on May 6th. During the early morning hours, Jones facilitated Burnside entering the home. Burnside used the butt of an air rifle to assault Mrs. Clark, as well as discharging the air rifle in close proximity into Mrs. Clark's eye. The projectile from the air rifle traveled past her eye and lodged in her brain. Miss Clark was the proprietor of a local restaurant here in Laurel Park known as the Dixie Diner. And I can tell you that Miss Clark was well thought of by many in our community. This investigation is ongoing, although even with the arrest that's been made, so the information that I'm going to be able to provide over and above what I've laid out here will be minimal, but I'll be glad to try to answer any questions that you may have.
Is Maurice Jones Burnside's father?
No. That Burnside is the son of Mrs. Clark's daughter.
Yeah, Jones is Burnside's uncle.
Jones is Burnside's uncle.
Okay. Who made the 911 call?
That came from within the residence, and actually I can get you that 911 call, Bill, but I don't have that in front of me.
Thank you.
I know present at the home at the time of the call was Mrs. Clark, was her husband Marty Clark, and her daughter. But I can't tell you who made the 911 call, but we can get that.
Thank you.
Other than robbery, do you know of any other motive they might have had to do this to Ms. Clark? Any conflict there?
There are some potential conflicts that we're following up on. Some allegations of some arguments that the family had. However, we believe to be one of the biggest motivators here. The biggest motives was simply the robbery.
Did they get away with something in the robbery? Cash or material?
We are still trying to determine that. We're not sure. We don't believe that potentially what they were looking for the morning of this robbery they were able to locate, but at this point I can't guarantee that nothing was taken.
Where did y'all find Burnside?
Burnside was actually located a couple of days later, and he was arrested on the warrants that were already outstanding for him concerning the cocaine possession and the identity theft. Those were warrants that were in existence already, and he was located at another residence. It was not at the home, it was another residence in Henderson County.
What days were they arrested on?
That's a good question. It appears that Mr. Jones was arrested on May the 19th. And that Mr. Burnside was arrested May the 7th.
I believe Friday you only released Jones's arrest. Is that correct? Or no, it was Burnside's
Burnside.
arrest.
Yes.
Any reason to hold off on announcing?
We actually had some information we wanted to follow up on. I wanted to be able to give you as many of the facts as we had them. We were actually, between the investigations, I happened to be out of town. I had a couple of deputies that graduated from hazardous device schools becoming certified bomb techs that I attended their graduation, so we were kind of strung out, and we wanted to make sure we had all of the information as correct as we could before we just started putting stuff out there.
So, Sheriff, you said that Ms. Clark's daughter and husband were both at home when the attack happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then just to clarify, so only her grandson is charged with murder, but both of them have charges for conspiracy?
Both of them have charges for conspiracy to commit robbery with a dangerous weapon, which is essentially armed robbery in North Carolina.
Yes, sir, but Jones is Burnside's uncle.
Jones is Burnside's uncle.
But her son and grandson, just want to make sure.
Yes, yes,
And the dangerous weapon was the BB gun?
yes.
How did you say when y'all arrived, they originally said there was an unknown assailant. How did you develop information on who it was?
There was a lot of canvassing that went into this, canvassing throughout the community. There were other witnesses to different bits of information that were gathered. We were able, or our investigators were able, to put all this together to lead to, along with some successful interviews, to lead us to the probable cause we have now to charge both these subjects.
Did they wear anything to conceal their identity?
Not that I'm aware of.
After the press release went out on Friday, I spoke to Natasha Jones, who is the daughter of Paul Clark, and she told me that she told the investigators right away who she believed the assailant was. So are you saying that she's incorrect, information was not received?
We were given suppositions. We were basically pointed in a direction with no evidence, no corroborating evidence. At that point, at that very time, no eyewitness evidence, although folks were at home evidently unable to determine the identity of the suspects. That led to the immediate apprehension. Our folks, knowing that Mr. Burnside's had outstanding charges, were able to arrest him, locate him and arrest him on those outstanding charges: the possession of cocaine and the identity theft, where he's remained in custody throughout the remainder of this investigation.
He didn't bond out on the May 7th charges?
No. He's been in custody since May 7th.
So y'all knew where to find him to interview him?
Yes.
Were there any other weapons used that you guys can disclose at this time, or was it just the?
Not that we're aware of. That the primary weapon used in the assault, or the only weapon we're aware of that I've been made aware of used in the assault, was the air rifle.
Thank you.
A little bit off topic, but do you have any thoughts on why this woman in the condition she was in, with a BB in her brain, was discharged from the hospital into a smoke-filled trailer?
Bill, I really don't. I'm not a medical professional, and I can appreciate the question, but we don't have an answer for that right now. I certainly don't have one up here.